that Thomas, that tight end.
Yeah, Logan Thomas.
Logan Thomas. Now, they also have a common opponent. They both play Philly. The Rams are 4.5 better than Philly, and Philly is 8.5 better than Washington. All right, so the Rams are 13 better than Washington. This line is saying that they're only 10.5. So you're getting a couple extra points if you bet the Rams. Rams are well coached. They can run the ball. I love Robert Woods. I love those two tight ends. I love Cooper Kupp. And they came back. They played strong against Buffalo. A phantom pass interference gave Buffalo the win. But I like the Rams to bounce back, and I do like the Washington football team. My brother-in-law is a Washington football team fan, but I think if they're going to compete for that division, and I think that's why Ron Rivera made that move. But for this week, I think the Rams pull it out, and I think they win by more than 7.5.
Okay. Yeah, I like the Rams in this game as well, and Kyle Allen, he had put up some good stats last year in Carolina, albeit, he had probably the best offensive weapon in football, Christian McCaffrey, behind him for the majority of the season. So those numbers could be a little skewed. You just mentioned it, Vinny. They have some talent on that team, man. Gibson, I seen it last week in front of my own eyes, man. He's solid. McLaurin, he burnt us for 100, and he's going to be a top 10, if not already a top 10 receiver in this league. He's really good. And that defensive line, man, if they're healthy, which unfortunately doesn't look like Chase Young is going to be in this game. He's questionable, but we'll see what happens with that one there. But when healthy, man, that defensive line can definitely fucking bring it. But this LA team, they're very talented. They're very top heavy. They're a very top heavy team, but it's a very talented team. It kind of comes down to what Jared Goff you're getting. Like, are you getting Jared Goff, the quarterback, or are you getting Jared Goff, the golfer? You know what I mean? So I think in this game here, Washington's defense, although that defensive line is pretty awesome, I think that the Rams offensive line can give Allen just enough time. And then, of course, like on the opposite side of the ball, you got Aaron Donald, who right now, for my money, he's the best football player in the league, pound for pound. And he can literally just take over games. Like, we've seen it several times already in this season alone. You know what I mean? Jalen Ramsey, superstar cornerback. And I think the Rams win this one is here as well. I like the points, only giving away 7.5 points to this Washington team. I like that a lot. And give me the Rams, give me the points. And I'm going to go with a score of, let's go 28. Let's go 31, and I'll give Washington 17.
For me, I just don't see it with Washington. I think they were lucky to win week one. They kind of surprised some people with a bit of the athleticism that Vinny was talking about, because I do think Terry McLaurin is very good. I'm not disputing any of the things that you said, but I think just overall, you look at that roster top to bottom, they're just not going to compete with the Rams this week. I think being only 7.5 point favorites on the road, I think that says a lot. I think that the Rams take this game. And look, Kyle Allen, I don't think he's the long-term answer there. I think this is more about his relationship with Rivera coming back from Carolina than it is how much better he is than Haskins. I think Haskins got a bit of a raw deal here. I mean, he's coming off of a season where there was no real off season, no preseason games. It's his second year, only part of which he started last year with a brand new coach this year. So getting the hook this early is a little bit rough, and I think that speaks a lot about the relationship that Kyle Allen had with Rivera. Yeah. That being said, it's his first week. Kyle Allen's not going to get the job done, especially with that pass rush that the Rams have. I think it's an easy play for the Rams here, and we'll call it a low-scoring game too, because I think whoever said that you don't know which Jared Goff you're going to get, I think you're kind of correct there. And if anything, Washington's, I think their biggest strength is that front seven. So it might be an ugly, low-scoring game. I'm going to call it 24-10 Rams.
Okay, boom. All right, next game on the slate is kind of very interesting to me. It's a Carolina Panthers traveling to Atlanta to take on the Falcons, who right now 0-4. Panthers are 2-2. This Panther team is very scrappy. All right. Teddy Bridgewater has looked very good under Matt Rule's offense here. And right now, Carolina are only 1 point underdogs, or 1 point underdogs here, which this is pretty much a pick 'em. Over under is 53.5. One thing we know about Atlanta is that they can score points. Like we've seen it. They've had double-digit leads in pretty much all of their losses besides one, and the defense can't hold up. But it's kind of interesting that they only are given fucking 1 point. Like that's nuts to me, bro. I like Atlanta in this game. Honestly, Carolina hasn't really shown anything that like really impressed me. Like Teddy, don't get me wrong. Teddy has looked good. No Christian McCaffrey though. Their defense is okay. But Atlanta, man, and I think Julio might miss this game. He's with the hamstring. But they still got Ridley. They still got like a bunch of other receivers on that team. And then like Ruder, you and I was talking about Gurley. You get him in the red zone, and that boy sniffs the end zone quite often. I like Atlanta to get their first victory of the season. I honestly do. Dan Quinn right now, I think, is playing for his job. If he loses this game, I'll be shocked if he makes it as their quarterback, or excuse me, their head coach going into next season or next week. But give me Atlanta in this game, like -1. Over under is 53.5. I don't know if I like the over on that one. I kind of do. But give me Atlanta. Did they can score like over 30 on this Panthers team? I'll go with a score of 30-24. Atlanta.
Okay, so I'll jump in here. And just for the sake of being a contrarian, I'm gonna go against that. I don't know what it is about this game. There's just something about this Falcons team that is either cursed or just awful this year, and I don't really have anything to back it up because I would like to think that on paper, even without Julio, the Falcons to me jump out as a better team. Matt Ryan, I still think is a very, very serviceable quarterback. Throwing to Calvin Ridley, throwing to Zacchaeus. As you mentioned, Gurley, he's not going to have that breakaway speed like he had early in his career. He's not as elusive. He's not going to bust those 40-yard runs or, catch the ball out of the backfield and take it 30 yards on you. But again, you get him down close and he's going to find that end zone. But with that being said, I don't know. There's something instinctual about this game for me that just says that Carolina takes it. And I think they're going to. I don't know what it is. I think these teams are just heading in different directions. I think you see a team in Atlanta they're just a mess right now. And I like Carolina with the point. So that's where I'm going. I wish I had a better analysis and a better reason why. I'm going with my heart here, and I think the Panthers take this game.
I definitely have to agree that both teams are definitely going in different directions. Carolina definitely looks like they're improving week to week, and Atlanta somehow looks like they're just getting worse and worse and worse. Starting with that Cowboys game, and then following with the Bears game, and then last week with Ridley not catching any passes. Julio's hurt. Matt Ryan kind of looks like Carson Wentz the first 3 weeks of the year. Atlanta's not getting any of my money, period. Bridgewater, he could get out of the pocket. He could avoid sacks. He has plenty of weapons that Mike Davis. I love Robbie Anderson once he gets the ball in his hands. DJ Moore, Samuel, and I think Carolina could put it on you. And I'm gonna have to go with Carolina. I think you see a nice score of like 38-41 to like 14-17. I think Carolina.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think Carolina comes out, and I think this is a statement game for Rule. I think you start seeing them put it together and put some points up on the board.
All right, I'm the lone wolf on that
without the best player in the league.
Hey Bryce, I tell you, man, some of my favorite picks are the ones where I'm the lone wolf. I mean, we could talk all day about those Minnesota games. I got another doozy coming up for you in a little bit, so hang tight.
I already know you're gonna
get bumpy, pal.
I already know you picking your boys. I already know
it's gonna get bumpy, kid.
Vinny, Ruder is low key a Minnesota Vikings fan. He just hasn't told nobody yet.
I'm not. Bryce, so I got to tell you, we do a Super Bowl pick, and I picked, and I'm regretting it.
Oh no, you didn't pick them.
I picked Minnesota early.
Oh wow!
In front of Kansas City.
Wow.
I just love their offense. I like Delvin. I think Delvin Cook. I think with that rookie Jefferson, that kid with Thielen.
Have you
then they got
seen
the
who's
kid
throwing him
Yannick
the
from
ball?
Jacksonville.
Have you
Like
seen
that?
who's throwing him the ball?
You like that? I do like that. Well, I'm telling you. Watch.
I mean, you could get hot.
Hold on,
Listen. Eli's gone hot in the playoffs. Joe Flacco's gone hot in the playoffs. You could get hot in the playoffs.
They gotta get there though, and we're gonna talk about them. We're gonna talk.
We'll
about
get to them. We'll get to them.
We'll get to them. We'll dive more time into that.
We'll get to them.
All right. Next game on the slate here, we got Jacksonville traveling to Houston to take on the new and improved Texans.
I'd like to start this one off if you guys don't mind.
Please go ahead, man. Here,
I love it.
Let me set you up.
Right now, you guys, I'm going to say something.
55 is the over under. Go ahead, Vinny.
I'm going to say something, and a lot of people are not going to like what I'm going to say right now. I don't like Watson. And the reason I don't like Watson is not because I don't think he's talented. The kid is obviously talented. I think he's had atrocious coaching his entire career.
Yes.
He takes terrible, terrible sacks.
Yes.
He makes terrible decisions. And I have to blame that on coaching. I have to. Because the kid's coming out of Clemson. He's got talent. He's proven in the NFL. He makes some bad decisions. Now, and I have to blame a lot of that on coaching.
Yeah.
Jacksonville, I like that Minshew. I like Garner, but they look like crap the last time they played on Thursday. Yeah. Garner looked like, and Garner looks good almost every time he comes out. He looked like crap on that Thursday night game, and I'm just wondering what is going on. Obviously, I'm from Buffalo. I'm not a Bills fan, but I think if you're from Buffalo, regardless if you're a Bills fan, you don't like Doug Marrone. You just don't like him.
I can completely concur there.
Even if you don't like the Bills, you just don't like Doug Marrone, right?
Fair enough.
I mean, I don't know what it is, but I don't like Doug Marrone.
I just want to punch him in the face.
Oh, and I think they were given a handout by all those teams passing on Josh Allen and him falling to Jacksonville there. And they were given the handout because, a lot of times with fifth-round quarterbacks, fourth-round quarterbacks, it's almost it's a lottery ticket. So I think they got lucky with this Minshew, but they do have some skill. DJ Shark, that Chenault, I love that kid Laviska Chenault. I love that kid.
I have him
in my guillotine league. The kid's talented. You got to put the ball in his hand.
Time out.
James Robinson too.
Time out. What's a guillotine league?
Oh, okay. So you have 17 leagues. You don't play head-to-head against anyone, but the low person each week is dropped from the league, and then all of his players go on waivers.
Oh, shit.
Oh, okay. That's fun.
Yeah.
What's up? That's what you got, Laviska?
Yeah, so I ended up drafting that Laviska. So I always take my lottery tickets, and he was one of my lottery tickets, and it's paid off. And if they feed the kid the ball, I think it could be really beneficial to me and Jacksonville. But
I like it a lot.
Needless to say,
okay.
Bill O'Brien did a number on that Houston team with some terrible ass trades. I think they really need to feed the ball to my boy Will Fuller, another Golden Domer, and But in this 5.5, I got to take Jacksonville. And I hate to say it. I hate Doug Marrone to get another win, but I think he's going to get another win this weekend.
That over-under is kind of crazy, 55. And
again, these over-unders, because they for the first 4 weeks, they were not calling offensive holding.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. So Deshaun Watson no longer is poisoned by O'Brien, the O'Brien factor. And hopefully whoever takes over the play calling duties actually dials up plays to get the ball out of this man's hands because his offensive line cannot protect him. And that's like that. I think that was a real big flaw with O'Brien. Like they just drew up plays where it took receivers, 5 seconds to develop into a route. And Watson's holding onto the ball so long, and he's taking some sacks. Plus, like you said, Vinny, he does make some bad decisions on occasion.
Yeah.
But the man is a gamer. Like Deshaun Watson, he's a fucking gamer, and I think he can probably pick apart this Jacksonville defense, especially with them missing a couple of key pieces. Josh Allen right now is listed as questionable along with Miles Jack and also CJ Henderson. So
okay.
we don't even know if all those guys are going to play or not.